What's cracking, everybody? New video. And as you see, we got a little background jumping off. I'm trying to keep up with all these big channels and look a little bit more professional. But as you can see, I have something on my shirt right there. So I don't know how professional that is. You be the judge. Um, so you see the thumbnail, Robocop. So this story is going to be from New Folsom. Um, there was a cop that started working on our yard, and I guess he had never been on the 4 yard there. He had been, I don't know if he was in the gym because they had level threes, I think, in the gym or um, the farm. Maybe he worked on the farm or something. Um, but obviously, he had never worked on the 4 yard, right? And his name is Robocop. That was his actual name, Robocop, right? Can I even use that? I don't know if I could use that. I might edit that out. Um, but anyways, um, yeah, I think I'm gonna edit that out. So, anyways, I said the guy's name, and then I decided to mute that part. But his name sounded a lot like RoboCop, and I remember his name. It's like a French name, and when he came, because of how he was, I asked him, "What the fuck is your name?" And he said, "Call me RoboCop." So that gives you a glimpse into who this guy was in his mind, you know. And so when he first got assigned to our building, I don't remember who he replaced, but I guess he felt, he had enough experience on the farm or the level. I don't know where the fuck he came from that he was ready to step up to the 4 yard, right? And I think it was the day he got assigned to our building or a couple days after. Um, they decided to tear our building up. They were searching, right? And you know, when you're in prison, you have 6 cubic feet of property. That's all you have. That's your life possessions as a human being on this planet. It's not much, but it's yours. It's the only thing that's yours in the world, right? And so we take care of our stuff and we demand that others do too when they come into our cell, right? So this guy came in and he was kind of disrespectful in the way he searched the pad. So when I came back into my cell, I was pissed off. And one thing that he did, and it's a game some COs play. And I know there's COs that watch my channel, and I know that I'm pretty sure the academy for the COs, um, they probably have the cadets watch a lot of these channels. Um, so this will be a lesson for you cadets too, right? But anyways, I noticed that when he was searching my cell, what he did is, the guy that's on the bottom bunk is usually gonna have a short cable for his TV because he doesn't need a long one. The guy in the top bunk, he's gonna have a longer cable because it's got to go up to the top locker where you're gonna put your TV, right? And when I got back in the cell, my cable was gone, so I was pissed. I said, "This motherfucker wants to play games," and so I called him on my cell door, and that's when I found out he wanted to be called RoboCop. So I said, "Hey man, you searched my cell. I got your name on this fucking cell search slip. Where's my TV cord? Where's my cable?" And he's like, "It's somewhere in your cell." And he was being a smartass. And then so I got on him about, having more respect when it comes into the cell. And after he walked off, my neighbor, who were some woods, they called me and they go, "Hey man, he put your cord in my cell." And see, that's a game that some COs play. They'll take something of yours and they'll put it in another cell that's another race to try to create a problem. But what he didn't realize is that's a game you can play on a low level. You know what I mean? But on the level 4, one of the worst worst things you can be in prison is a jailhouse thief. If you get caught being a jailhouse thief, it doesn't matter what race you are. It's bad, you know. So I got my cable back, but I noticed that the guy was always tearing the house up, tearing the house up, tearing the house up every day. We call our cells a house. So he was just tearing houses up, tearing cells up. And every time he did, he was very disrespectful. And so I don't know why. I was a yard crew. So I was always, in and out of the building and out, early in the morning, back in at yard, second yard recall. And so one day I was just like, look, man, I pulled him over and I said, listen, I'm gonna do you a favor, man. Um, I don't know where the fuck you worked before you got here, but I'm just gonna let you know that um, you ain't gonna last here. What you're doing to men that have nothing to lose, you're gonna make them make an example out of you. And he was a big dude, so he was like, nah, this and that, this and that. You know, he thought he had it, all figured out. So there was one cell. I don't know if the guy just didn't clean his cell, left his cell dirty, but for some reason, Robocop got a hard on for him, meaning he was gonna go after this dude constantly. And he searched his cell, right? The guy cleaned his cell up. The next day, he searched his cell. So he hit his cell like 3 times in 1 week, which I don't even think that's legal, right? And so they released yard. We're out there on the yard, and Robocop went out, and this dude that it was from the black dude from the Bay Area, and on the yard, the building I was in, right when you open the building door, the blacks from the 415, their tables were right there. Their area of the yard was right there in front of our building, and the blacks from the 415 were right next to where the raza from Southern California, their tables and handball court and basketball court and everything are. So, like I said, I was yard crew, and I happened to be right there. And when I saw the door, you're always gonna look what's going on, doors, opening or whatever. So I looked over and I saw RoboCop come out of the building, and he looked around at the 415 tables. And I was like, I know. In my head, I was like, I know he's not gonna go fuck with this dude on the yard too. And sure enough, man, he went straight to him. And he made it easy for the guy from the 415. It went down, you know. RoboCop approached him to say whatever he thought he was gonna say. But the young black man had something else to say to him, and he pulled a piece out. And when it was all over, I believe he broke the orbital bone in RoboCop's face. I'm not sure if you got a chance to really put any holes in them, because they wear them vests, but I know um, he busted his face up, you know, and it's unfortunate that I mean, he he had a cop come in every day, go out of his way to mess with him, because that black dude had been in the building with me for a while. He was quiet. He never fucked with nobody. He was just doing his time. I don't know if he was a lifer or not, but because that cop developed a dislike for him, he made that youngster have to do something that wasn't even necessary, you know. Um, I don't know how much time that guy wound up getting, but if he was lucky and, took a deal, he might have, not wound up with more than 10. But I mean, I know a guy that he headbutted a cop, and got a life sentence. They struck him out, and I had never heard what happened to the black guy. Hopefully he didn't catch a life sentence, but that's the thing that's so fucked up is um, just being put in that position because a cop has some kind of agenda, you know, just to introduce himself as Robocop was, um, I guess that you could say that's self-explanatory on his mindset. But I will tell you this: I was in that seg later, and when that guy Robocop um, came back from leave or whatever it was, they assigned him to Ad Seg where we were the standalone unit, which was it's the new ad well, not now, but it was the new Ad Seg, right? Because it used to be 5 and 6 block on A Yard was the Ad Segs, right? And then they changed it over to the standalone unit. And they put him in there, and when I saw him, I started laughing, and I said, "What's up, man? You ain't going back to the yard?" And he's like, "Shit, they won't let me." And then, and then I was like, "This motherfucker still hasn't learned." But one thing I know is, and I'd say he was staying out of the cells, because when you go to yard, they can hit your cell. But I guess he learned somewhat of a lesson, and I know this isn't a hell of a story, but it's just a glimpse into the things that happen in there. You know, that 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 young black man he tried to just leave this shit alone and probably go home, and um, unfortunately the cop had other plans, and um, then so did the black guy, and the black guy won, but then he lost because he got more time, which is too bad. But that's that story. Um, I have another story in mind. I already have the thumbnail. I think I even told you guys about it. I don't remember, but I'm trying to figure out how to tell the story. You know me, to where I'm comfortable with it. But with that, I'm out. Tell the ones you love them. I'll holler at you.